Liverpool are getting to their best again. 4 wins on the bounce and absolutely thrashing West Ham 5-2 in this game. I think this was a very good performance. It was assured. It showed me the confidence I'm trying to get from the team. Very aggressive starts, very good attacking display. I think defensively there's still some things to work on. I mean, conceding 2 goals to West Ham, who are 18th in the league, is not necessarily the best thing, especially at home. But honestly, I can't complain too much. 3 points plus 3 goal difference, getting closer and closer for that top 4 race. And now that Aston Villa are starting to drop points, I think we're just like 3 points behind them now. So things are looking really good in terms of the top 4 race, and I can't complain too much. Allister getting a goal, 2 goals in 2 games. Van Dijk also getting a goal from a set piece. And more importantly, Hugo Ekitike getting a goal and 2 assists. For me, he was the man of the match. But there's so much to talk about in this game, and I just think, honestly, a win is a win, and I'm taking it how it is. And yeah, top 4 is looking good. But let's talk about how this game went. First and foremost, we have to start with how the game started. Literally in like a few minutes, we're already up. Ekitike, brilliant finish. And I have to say that this is one of the things that I've been hoping for Liverpool to do more. I think Liverpool have struggled to start well in games. So starting this game with the goal very early in the game was perfect for me. It was like, this is how to start. We need something aggressive, especially when you're playing at home. The Anfield crowd, you need to give them something to cling on to. And that's exactly what happened in this one. Full confession, I'm checking my mic because I forgot to plug my mic when I recorded. So this is the second time I'm recording, but that's not important. Anyway, point is, good finish by Ekitike, fantastic execution, and that was the perfect way to start this game. Fantastic starts. But then we scored 2 goals from set pieces, and this was something I was not even thinking was our best, route to scoring goals. I mean, early in the season, we were not doing very well at set pieces. In fact, we're not scoring from them or conceding from them. So starting to get goals from set pieces is nice. I know we sacked our set piece coach at some point earlier in the season, but I'm starting to see that Liverpool are getting things right in terms of set pieces now. So, full confession, when Van Dijk scored the goal, I was saying to my sister, like, I don't like the way set pieces are now in the Premier League. Everybody's in the 6-yard box and all of that. But Van Dijk scored, I was like, oh yeah, I don't mind. Like, let's keep doing that. I mean, if we're going to score from them, I'm not complaining too much. But I still do think that it's weird. I think it takes the fun out of football sometimes. But when my team is benefiting from it, full bias. I know that this is a biased take, but if it works for my team, I'm not complaining too much. So Van Dijk getting a header, and then Allister also getting one as well, not a header, but scoring from a set piece as well. So I think that was an Ekitike assist. So it was just good to see, and it looks like things are starting to look good for our set pieces, because from what I see, Liverpool have now scored 9 goals from set pieces this season. That's nearly 22% of our goals in total. So we're starting to see more set piece goals, and it's been happening more and more towards the latter part of this season. So I think things are starting to look better in terms of set pieces. I know that in the Premier League this year and right now, like, set pieces are very important, and you have to make the most of those. So very good seeing us go 3-0 up, and that was half time, But towards the end of the half, we started to see 1 or 2 mistakes here and there. Konate made a mistake at some point. That was for the first goal, but I have to say that there was a point in the first half where Alisson passed to Bowen, and I'm like, bro, like, that could have gone so wrong. But that was the first half, 3-0. In the second half, really early in the second half, you can see that West Ham needed something. Like, if they got a goal, and possibly a second goal, it was game on. So, they were able to score 1. I think this was a bit of Konate's fault. I don't want to take too much. I don't want to blame him too much, because it was a header that, just went straight to the wing, and they were able to get it crossed in, and Soucek, unmarked, free run from midfield, was able to get a goal. So hope for West Ham, So I have to say that overall, it was not the best piece of defending, but West Ham looked like they really wanted to score a goal, and they were able to. But after that, Liverpool were able to score literally like a few minutes later. I was thinking to myself, like, this performance is starting to look shaky. Maybe we need some substitutions. And I'll get to the substitutions later on, and how I think Arne Slot is getting some of them right or wrong. But I'll get to that soon. But Gakpo was able to make it 4, and at that point I was like, yes, this is very good for us. At least we've had a good chance to make it 4, and like, we can rest, and not necessarily rest, but the game is basically sealed. And a good finish from Gakpo, another deflection to make it hard for the keeper to save. But shortly after, West Ham scored another goal. I'm like, bro. And I think it's the same thing again. The problem was we were not marking properly. This came from a corner, and what's his name? The guy who scored, I can't remember his name right now, Castellanos, he was free. Like, he was completely free, and I'm like, bro, who's marking him? He was free. Somerville was also free, and like it was just disappointing. Why are there two people on the far post who are free? So he got a clean header, and there was nothing Alisson could do about it. So he was able to hit it, but like it was already past the net. It was already past the line and into the net. So it was already 4-2. And I'm like, okay, not too bad. I mean, we're still leading. So, and it's 4-2. It's kind of late in the game. I don't expect us to drop the points, and that's exactly what happened. So we got our fifth goal. It came from Frimpong, who looks like a really good. I'm so happy he's back. Honestly, like Frimpong is a really good footballer in my opinion when he's attacking. I haven't seen too much from him defending, and honestly, it's been a stop-start season for him because he's had a number of injuries. But he's back again, and I mean, he got a goal contribution in my opinion because he got a cross that ended up going off Disasi and went back into the net to make it 5. So really, really good result for Liverpool, making it 5-2. But there's some other things I just want to talk about. Like I said, I think. I've spoken about the defensive issues. I have to say that Milos Kerkez, my goodness, like when he first came, I had my doubts. I knew he was a good player. I mean, he made it to the team of the season last season, and there was clearly a reason why we wanted to sign him. I think it would be a crazy decision if you just see one guy play for one season and he's not that good, and you just say, "Oh, we want to sign him." Clearly, there's a good player there, but the way he started at Liverpool, I just didn't think like everything was looking good. He just looked very rash. It was like he wasn't thinking before he was making tackles and decisions. He just looked like he wasn't mature in his style of play. But you started to see him integrate well into the team, starting to be a bit more composed. His runs, his defending, his crossing, moving forward. The guy's an absolute unit, and he's so young. I think he's like 21 or 22. So this is a player that I think we've gotten a very good deal for him, and he's one for the future for sure. And we could have him playing at his best for the next 4 or 5 years, like as long as he wants to stay at the club. So I'm really happy to see how he's playing now. But we also have to talk about Gakpo as well, you know. I mean, there's been so much pressure on Gakpo, and I know a lot of Liverpool fans have said a lot of things about Gakpo. He has not been playing at his best, and he's also not been producing too much, but at least he got a goal today, so I think that takes the pressure off him, and he took the pressure off Liverpool when he scored that goal. But I have to say that I have questions about our substitutions and bringing in young players. Now, I think the fact that our first few substitutions came at like the 70th or 75th minute, I think Slot just doesn't have a lot of trust for the bench right now. To be fair to him, we have a number of players that are not fit. So Isak is not fit, you know. Frimpong is just coming back, but we have an experienced left back. We have Curtis Jones, who's also there as well. Endo is unfortunately injured. Conor Bradley is injured as well. So I think the bench could look better, but there's a lot of youth on the bench today. You know, we had Rio, Ngumoha, we had Trey, Nyoni, who both came on, and I would get to. And we also have Ramsey. So I think I understand it a bit, but I question when you can't make any substitutions before the 70th minute. Today it worked out. There was no need for it. But, you know, when we're struggling in games, I think I would like to see that happen a bit more. Bring something off the bench. Bring someone off the bench who can change the game a bit and give us more control and more, you know, something more to go forward with and control the game as well. But honestly, it was good to see Nyoni and Rio come on. Rio came on and he nearly even scored. Like, this is why I want him to get more minutes. Like, the step overs as well. I know somebody wrote in one of my videos that Rio Ngumoha is so predictable. I'm like, I don't think I agree with you on that. Like, yeah, he's going to take step overs and everything, but he's still going to do a good job of creating chances. And he nearly scored today after the step overs, dribbling one of the best right backs in the league in Aaron Wan-Bissaka. So I think he has a good future ahead of him. And I think if these guys get more minutes, him and Nyoni, if they get more minutes, they start to get properly integrated into the team a bit more and feel a bit more confident when they're going into games. Because I think Nyoni had a really good chance, a cutback from Frimpong, who I think was absolutely brilliant in this game. For the few minutes he came on for, he was absolutely so good. But Nyoni had a chance where he skied it, just took it over the bar. And I think if he was playing maybe an extra 10-15 minutes in the game, you know, like I said, we had comfortably won this game. If he played maybe an extra, he came on in the 85th minutes, if he came on in the 70th minute or the 75th minute, I think he would have had a bit more time to settle into the game and get that one chance and properly put it into the net. So honestly, I'm not too mad at it. I think honestly, in terms of attacking, Liverpool are doing really well. Defensively, things need to get better because this could have been... I think if West Ham were a bit more clinical, they would have gotten a goal, or maybe even made it more difficult for us to win this game, because the mistakes we're making at the back, I just don't think it's good enough. Like, there were a few moments in this game where we're making some really weird choices in terms of our passing, playing a bit too much with possession at the back. So I think there's more to improve in terms of the defense. I think maybe this is a problem to solve in the transfer window. We'll have to see whether or not Konate wants to stay. And regardless, I think we need to sign at least 1 or 2 new centre-backs. I would assume that Robertson is leaving at the end of the season, so we need to get another left-back if we're not keeping Tsimikas. And clearly, like, for the fact that Tsimikas is on loan, I don't think Slot trusts him enough. It's not like he's 20, do you get? So I think there's a bit more to look at in terms of making our defence a bit better. Maybe we need a new a midfielder as well to add to our defensive midfield area, like a number 6. But overall, I also think finally we need to improve on our wings, because if Salah is not leaving at the end of the season, he's leaving at the end of the next one. So we need to find a replacement for Salah, and we've not had a replacement for Salah for at least the whole time he's been there. There's been no strong contender to play his position. So I think these are the few things we need to improve on. But honestly, winning 5-2, getting closer and closer to the top 4. Yes, we're 5th by goal difference, but you know, Chelsea have not looked great. They're playing against Arsenal. You don't know what's going to happen there. They could win, they could draw, they could lose. We don't know. That's going to be a very interesting game tomorrow. And also, Aston Villa starting to drop points. We could end up going past them. So a top 4 finish looks likely, and even a top 5 finish should be enough to get you to the Champions League this season. So that's it for this one. I'm going to watch the Man City game next. But before you leave, make sure you like the video. Let me know what you think about the game in the comments. Let me know what you think about my presentation. Let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and share with a friend who may enjoy this content. But before you go, make sure you watch one of these videos, and I'll see you guys there. Cheers.